Hello. Okay. And here we are. Dang it. My little green screen is not quite in the right spot. There we go. That's a little bit better. All right. So, let's pull my hair down so I look less crazy. Okay. Now we look a little bit more normal. All right. There we go. So, welcome everybody to the next exciting week of learning how to play bridge. Today we're going to be tackling openers rebid when we have a major suit fit. So let's start talking about what that looks like. So our agenda for today, we are going to start with a class challenge. This is something that I want to do going forward, where we are going to be sort of issuing a challenge at the beginning of class, something that you can look forward to and try to accomplish as we move through the class. I want you to leave your comments in the chat as well so that we can all discuss it afterwards. And then we're going to do a quick review. We're going to talk about responding to a major with a fit and then some general guidelines, some general logistics that we're going to be following. And then what to do after a partner has raised our major. We want to think about what we're going to be doing. And we also want to talk about help suit game tries. And then we're going to recap the challenge, and then we're going to go through some questions. So, without further ado, let's get started. Class challenge. Okay, so for this, I'm asking you guys as we go through class to start thinking about what features that we discuss that might make our hand a little bit stronger than the high card points indicate. So the high card points are definitely a feature that we want to be considering, but they are not the only feature that comes into play when we are thinking about our hand. So, what are some features that make our hand stronger? What about some features that make our hand worse? Are there any examples of that? And then what other features can you think of that we don't end up showing here? And we'll discuss this at the end of the stream. But if you end up leaving your decisions in the comments, then we can also collaborate there. So just try to think about what some of these challenges are. So let's start with a quick review. If we open a major, how many cards are we showing in that major? Well, for us, we are playing 5-card majors, so our major is going to be at least 5. When we are looking for a fit, how many cards is that going to be between the two of us? Well, it's going to be at least 8. The reason why is we want more than the majority. So we want one more than the majority. That way there's a 3-card difference between our side and the opponent's versus only a 1-card difference if we had 7 versus 6. So, how many cards does responder need to raise our major? Well, if we need 8 and we start with 5, they need 3. And this is what we talked about last time. Now, let's do some general review. How many high card points do we need for game? Well, it's going to be at least 25 high card points. Oh, I have something wrong with my voice here. Not sure how to do something with that. Maybe I can just turn it down a little. Maybe it's just a little bit better if it's a little lower because I talk kind of loud. Yeah, I don't know. But hopefully that's a little bit better now. But hello. So how many high card points we need for game? We need at least 25 high card points. And then when we open the bidding, how many high card points are we showing at a minimum? Well, we are going to be showing at least 12 for us. Other people will have 11. That's generally what I play with my partners, but just for the beginning, it's fine to have just 12 as your minimum. And then how many high card points does responder show by responding to our opening bid? Well, they're going to be showing about 6 or more high card points. So this is generally the guidelines that we follow when we are just starting out in bridge. Over time, we may evolve our style, but for now, this is a good starting point. So you can kind of see it kind of goes in halves. So 25 divided by 2 is around 12. Half of that is going to be 6, and so you can think of it like that. All right, so let's talk about what we do after partner has raised our major. Well, once partner has raised our major, we now have a confirmed fit. So we know where we are going to be playing. If I open 1 spade and my partner bids 2 or 3 spades, we now know that we have at least 8 spades between the two of us, and we are definitely playing in spades. Whether or not we think that there are other options, we are playing in spades. So all of our bids are now geared towards trying to find out if we have enough high card points for game, or if we should go to slam. So let's think about what we know now that there has been an opening and a raise. Well, now we know pretty precisely how many high card points partner has. We know that if they raised us to the 2 level, they are showing about 6 to 9 high card points. Now, this is a rough guideline. It is not a hard truth. Remember, bridge is a game of judgment, so we're allowed to choose to upgrade into this or deviate from that guideline. And then if partner raised us to the 3 level, that's generally showing 10 to 12 high card points. Now, what we can do is we can add our high card points to their range and find out if we hit that magic number of 25 high card points. And then we can decide if we're going to bid game or just stay low and stay safe. Now, we also know that we have a fit, so we know what strain we are playing in. So once partner has raised us from 1 heart to 2 hearts, or 1 spade to 3 spades, or 1 heart to 3 hearts, any of those, we know we are playing in that suit. And so a strain is just going to be a way that we refer generally to the 4 suits and no trump wherever we could possibly play our final contract in. So let's go through a couple of examples of how we can approach this. Well, looking at this hand, we have 12 high card points. We open 1 spade. And what are we going to do after partner bids 2 spades? Well, we know when partner responds 2 spades, they're only showing 6 to 9 high card points. So combined, we have around 21 high card points at most. And so with that in mind, game is super not in the picture, so we can just pass. Now, over 3 spades, it's a little bit different. Now their range is a little wider. It's still 10 to 12. We only have 12, they have 12. We have no extra features in our hand that make our hand more valuable. And so with this hand, I would also just pass. Partner has evaluated their hand as an invitational hand, and I have a drop-dead minimum. All right, taking a look at this one. We have 13 high card points on this hand, and it's kind of an interesting one. It's not clear whether we should be playing this or whether we should treat this as invitational or game forcing, or if we should just pass. So we just want to be thinking, do we want to treat this as more invitational or do we want to treat it as more of a minimum? Well, let's think about it. We have 9 spades between the two of us at a minimum because partner raised us. So we know that we have 9 spades between the two of us. We also know that we have shortness in clubs, or in diamonds. So we know that we have shortness in diamonds, and so we should be able to show that to our partner. And so with this hand, I think that we are a little bit better than just a standard 13 count, and I would be wanting to invite towards game because we have these extras from the extra length in trump and the shortness in diamonds. So with this hand, I would either pass or bid 3 spades. I'm definitely leaning towards 3 spades. Now for the invitational one, I think that it is a for sure to bid 4 spades, but there are some people out there who would still decide to bid to pass. I think that bidding 4 spades is a much stronger representation of this hand because thinking about the tricks we're going to lose, we don't even have to see our partner's hand to start thinking about this. But we know that we have 9 spades between the two of us. We're going to lose, let's say 1 spade, maybe 3 hearts. So 3 hearts and a diamond. So I'm expecting maybe 5 losers, and that's with nothing from partner. When partner raises us to 3 spades, we know that they have 10 to 12 high card points, and that's not nothing. So if they have the ace of spades, the king of hearts, maybe the king queen of hearts, maybe they have the ace of diamonds. So they have some values over there, and I think that four spades is definitely a strong option here. Even Tracy wouldn't pass with that one. All right, let's take a look at this one. So here, we've got 14 high card points. We do have shortness in clubs. See, I was getting ahead of myself thinking about the club shortness. So here we have some extra length as well. We've got 6 spades, partners shown 3. We know that we have 9 spades between the two of us. We have shortness. We have some really strong values. I think that 3 spades is a for sure thing with this hand over 2 spades. So one spade, 2 spades. I would definitely bid 3 spades. If partner only has 6 high card points, maybe we don't want to play in game. But I think most of the time we are not going to be disappointed. I mean, it's only if partner has like the worst 6 count possible. Maybe they have like the queen, jack of clubs, and the king of spades. Now we lose a heart and 2 diamonds and a spade. So yeah, with this hand, I would definitely be bidding 3 spades at least with over 2 spades, and then over 1 spade, 3 spades, I would definitely raise to 4. All right. Now we have a 13 count. We only have 5 spades, nothing too special. And over 1 spade, 2 spades, partner's only showing 6 to 9 high card points. I have 13. Combined, we have a total of 22 at most. I don't have any extra features here, so with this hand, I would just pass. And then when it goes 1 spade, 3 spades, partner showing an invitational hand. Now I'm going to either pass or bid 4 spades. I could see it going either way. It's kind of an in the middle hand, which is one of the tricky things about inviting with the 3 spade bid. Now you have no room to really discuss further with your partner. Now, Chris asked that I keep talking about in terms of high card points, and do I make a distinction about support points? Well, actually, the challenge for this class today is for us to think about what features make our hand stronger, weaker, or just generally will change our evaluation of the hand. So that is our challenge for today. At the end of class today, I'm going to go through some ideas that I have as well. So we will talk about some of those ideas later. But if you have a couple of ideas, you can put them in the chat now. And then for this hand, whew, this is a nice one. So we have 18 high card points. And that is a good 18 high card points. We've got that ace of diamonds. I mean, queen third of clubs is maybe not the best thing we could ask for, but definitely something that we are strongly considering. We have such a nice hand here. So 1 spade, 2 spades, partner's got a minimum of 6 high card points. We have 18. We also have shortness in diamonds. So at most we don't have any diamond losers. We have the ace of diamonds. So we're not going to lose any diamonds. Our only point of concern is clubs really. And if partner has the king of clubs, the jack 10 of clubs, like we're not doing too bad here. So with this hand, I think that we should just full send it, and I would bid 4 spades. I want to be in game. I do not want to risk missing that. And same over 3 spades. I would definitely push us up to 4 spades. But I might also bid something stronger. Now, for all of these examples, all we did was talk about bidding 3 or 4 spades or passing. There are other options though. So there's more than one way to skin a goat, or how I like to say it, there's more than one way to invite game. And one of those ways that we can discuss today are help suit game tries. Now, people play help suit game tries in a variety of ways, but this seems to be the staple way that people approach it. So, sometimes we are invitational, but our hand is not just about our major. Sometimes we may have a second long suit, or maybe we have a suit where we need help. So, one of these examples of problem suits might be queen fourth, or king fourth, or 4 little, or jack third. We might still be invitational and have one of these suits. And so we're like, I really don't want to lose like 4 tricks in this suit right away because my partner also has garbage here. And so with this, you have quick losing tricks and we need help from our partner. So we can use this help suit game try tool to invite our partner, but also communicate some information about our hand. Now, after it's gone one of a major, two of a major, we know that we have that fit in a major. So if we bid something other than that major, we are always going back to that major that we found a fit in. So if I bid 3 diamonds, 3 clubs, 3 hearts, and our major is spades, we're always going back to spades. There's not an issue here. So as long as everybody is on the same page about the fact that once we found a major suit fit, we can't play anywhere but that major, we are good to go. So let's take a look at a couple of examples of how this works. So for this one, the auction so far has gone 1 spade, 2 spades, and we are thinking about what we are going to be doing after that. So looking at this hand, it looks like we have 16 high card points. If partner has 9 high card points or maybe a really good 8, we probably want to be in game. So we want to invite partner to bid game if they are interested. But we can also communicate a little bit extra about our hand. We can tell them that we have a problem in one suit. So what suit do we have a problem in? Well, probably clubs here. We have 3 losing clubs right now. And so we can let partner know, hey, I have a problem in clubs. If you have something to cover clubs, or you just have like a really good hand over there, then we can play in game. Taking a look at this next one, we have 16 high card points again, and again, we have a bit of a problem in clubs. So we are potentially interested in game, but we aren't 100% sure, and we do want to let partner know that we have a problem area. So that problem area is going to be clubs again. Taking a look at this one, here we have 17 high card points. Again, if partner only has 6 high card points or maybe 7 high card points, probably want to stay low, play in a part score. But if partner has 8 or 9, definitely want to play in game. So we can let partner know, I'm interested in game. Please, if you can bid game, that'd be amazing. But we can also let them know, hey, if you have something to help me in one of my suits, that would be really helpful. So what suit do we have a problem in? It's going to be hearts for this one. So we have 3 little hearts. I mean, Jack third is like 3 little. It's basically the same thing. So here we can let partner know we have a problem in the heart suit. If they have like the king 10 of hearts, they should be bidding 4 hearts here, or 4 spades. Let's take a look at the next one here. This one's a 15 count. It's not maybe the best, but let's say we were feeling ambitious and we wanted to invite anyways. So with this hand, I think that if you were going to invite, you were feeling a little frisky, really feeling the bids that day. Well, with this hand, you could still invite by using that 3 club bid. So 3 club, let partner know, hey, I have an issue in clubs. If you are close to 8 or 9 high card points and you have something to help me in clubs, that would be what is most beneficial for me. And then this last one here, we've got 16 high card points. 16 high card points, we are potentially interested in game. We want to let partner know, and we are also going to tell them that we have a problem in one suit, and that suit is going to be diamonds here. Now, help suit game tries. They are not just one thing. There are a lot of different ways that people approach them. This is generally how I've been taught that they work. But they can also be used with stronger hands, which is one of the things that I think is really cool about them. Because you are bidding a suit other than the strain where you are going to end up, you know that you are always going back to that major. And so you are not in any risk of playing in 3 diamonds or 3 clubs. Instead, you can use this to ask partner if they have some good holding for you in that suit. And then if they accept the rate, or if they accept the invite, so they bid 4 of the major, now you know that they have help for you in that suit and you can feel comfortable going on towards slam. If they decide to treat it as more of like I'm going to sign off, that's fine. You can still bid up to 4 of the major. You are not in any risk of missing game because you made a forcing bid. So partner has to make another bid over this, and then you can put yourself in game if partner doesn't accept. And then just as a final note there, these are not alertable since they show at least 3 cards in the suit. And yes, as Chris pointed out, the issue with the help suit game tries is what actually constitutes help. So I would say probably having like 2 honors or something in that suit, and one of those honors could be the 10. I think that would be the general guideline for what I would look for. All right, so now that we've finished all of those concepts, let's finish up with our class challenge, which was for us to investigate what features that we discussed make our hand stronger, and what features make our hand worse, and are there any other features that you can think of that we don't end up showing here? So some of the examples that I came up with are shortness. Having shortness means that you are going to be able to use your trump cards sooner. And to go along with this, if you have some extra length in your trump suit, that definitely adds value to your hand. Another idea is having texture. So these are having like 10s and 9s supporting your queens and jacks, having your honors sort of working together, building up on each other. So here, this is maybe more of like an example of purity, I guess. But having those honors concentrated together really helps them work together. And sometimes you can have like 10s and 9s that are really adding value, even though they aren't adding high card points. And then something that may not be as helpful for us is a balanced hand. And that's just because the balanced hand, there's no shortness. We're not going to be able to use our trump cards soon. And it doesn't really help us set up additional tricks either. So, what other features do you have that might make your hand stronger? Anybody has any ideas? They can pop them in the chat now. I need some background music. Do 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 do. But regardless, I just wanted to thank you all for stopping by. And so either way, we can still talk about those, but I just wanted to say thank you so much for stopping by. Hopefully you learned a thing or two. And you can continue to show up every Thursday at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. Except next Thursday, I'm going to just pre-record something and post it. I will actually be on a flight next Thursday, so I will not be here at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. But I will be posting something at 6 p.m., so I will have it pre-scheduled. And thank you, Tracy. I'm glad you enjoyed it. All right. Well, you guys have a great night and happy bridging.